Hi, this is Galit Goldfarb. Thank you very much for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be talking about fever and how you can avoid it and prevent it and heal from it with diet and supplements. So the common cold is caused by a virus and usually causes a sore throat and nasal congestion. Now, some people may cough and sneeze and have body aches and tiredness. There may be a slight fever, but not always, and often not. On the other hand, a bacterial infection almost always causes fever. Although having a fever does not necessarily differentiate between a viral and bacterial infection, a high fever is usually associated with a severe bacterial disease. Now, during your fever, your body experiences a rise in body temperature, and this rise in body temperature is made to kill the virus or the bacteria that caused the infection. Mild fevers, often with the common cold, may be allowed to run their course and do their job. After all, treating a fever will not stop the cause of the fever, but will only keep your body temperature down. Fever is the body's natural response to an infection, as it enhances the body's immunity against infection. It kills the pathogen, as most microbes cannot survive at high temperatures. Therefore, you often do not want to interfere with this process. You also don't want to take fever-reducing medications, which stop the natural healing process and can cause adverse reactions and negatively affect the outcome of the illness. Excessive use of these medications can also worsen other conditions and cause dehydration, which is important that you are well hydrated when you have fever. However, high fevers at 40 degrees or more Celsius, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or above, can cause serious damage to the body, and these are often associated with pneumonia, tuberculosis, intestinal infections and influenza A, viral infections, meningitis, severe urinary tract infections, and adenovirus infections. Some people with extremely high fevers can even have seizures. Taking fever-reducing medication and consulting with a doctor in a high fever is critical. Also, if low-grade fever persists past 3 days, it is crucial to consult with your doctor. But this video is helpful for people during the first few days of fever that is below 39 degrees Celsius or 102 degrees Fahrenheit. So here are natural ways to reduce fever and help your body heal through diet and supplements and natural activities. So number one is intermittent fasting. There is a saying that goes, feed a cold and starve a fever. And this saying has been very confusing for people about how to handle their fever. But apparently it is correct. Most people may or may not have a normal appetite during colds. Most people do not have a normal appetite. They lose their appetite. But when you have a cold, actually eating foods rich in antioxidants and bioflavonoids and phytochemicals will help you heal faster. This is not the case with fever, though, because starving the fever is the way to tilt the immune system towards antibody, which is specific immune response. Research from the Laboratory of Experimental Internal Medicine in Amsterdam found that nutrient availability acutely modulates the immune response. They found that there was increased antibody response 5 hours after food intake, meaning that only 5 hours after any food is consumed will the immune system react well enough through antibody-mediated immunity. Therefore, it is wise to take a short break from eating if you are suffering from a fever. Intermittent fasting for 6.5 hours during the day and 12 hours at night is very beneficial for reducing fever and healing from the infection. However, this should not be done for people who are malnourished, as this will drastically worsen their condition and lead to hypothermia, which may have severe consequences. Also, breastfeeding babies with fever should continue to breastfeed their mother's milk, even though the baby may not consume as much breast milk as usual when they have a fever. You also want to drink plenty of water. As I mentioned, during a fever, your body loses fluids as it attempts to lower its temperature. You may become dehydrated if you're not replenishing your fluids while you're sweating with a fever. Severe dehydration makes it hard for your body to maintain a normal body temperature and immune function. Dehydration can return fever-like symptoms. Therefore, you want to stop the cycle by ensuring that you stay well hydrated when you have a fever. You can add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice from time to time to your water to ensure that it has sufficient electrolytes in the water to help your body absorb the water. Or you may drink 100% coconut water every 6.5 to 7 hours to supply nutrients, electrolytes, and hydration. You can see my video on hydration for more guidance on how to support your body and get sufficient hydration for your body needs, depending on your activities and your weight. Now, it's also important that hydration, when you do an intermittent fast, it doesn't mean that you stop drinking water. You continue hydrating yourself as long as you're drinking only water, and then you can hydrate using coconut water every 6.5 to 7 hours to allow your body that fasting period to help it heal from the fever. You can also have a bowl of hot soup every 7 hours. During the first day of fever, you can consume some soup, especially minestrone, which is vegetable soup, Italian vegetable soup, or lentil or quinoa soup. Making these soups is a lengthy and loving process, providing a wealth of nutrients and electrolytes from vegetables, including potassium, sodium, magnesium, and a lot of nutrients. The broth also serves as a hydrating liquid that helps replenish lost fluids and energy. If you add spices such as peppers, spicy peppers, you will also improve your circulation, which is important when you have a fever. You can also take a sponge bath. A study recognized that cold water sponging is an effective method for reducing high body temperatures caused by a fever. The research revealed that a cold water sponge bath could bring down high fever within 10 to 30 minutes and was even more effective than taking paracetamol. The sponge bath is done in the shower using a sponge or a towel soaked with cold water to sponge specific body areas, and the focus of the sponge bath should be on high heat areas of the body, such as the groin area, the forehead, the chest, the wrists, and the armpits. If you prefer to submerge in a bathtub instead and just taking a bath instead of a sponge bath, then don't go for cold water, go for lukewarm water instead, just to ensure that you stay healthy and you don't shock the body. So to conclude, fever is almost always a sign that your body is coping with a bacterial infection, sometimes also with a viral infection. If you limit food intake intermittently with hot soups while drinking sufficient water between your meals, or drinking coconut water after the intermittent fasting period, your body will overcome the onslaught and feel better in a matter of hours or days. If you have no improvement after 2 or 3 days, I recommend visiting your doctor for a complete examination and blood tests. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe to my channel if you like this type of content, and visit my website, The Guerrilla Diet, to help you move your health and wellness to a better place for you. Thank you very much for joining.